The goal of our project was to develop a web scraping tool tailored to extract serial number information from leading computer manufacturers' websites, such as HP, Lenovo, and Dell, for integration into Iron Mountain's database, enhancing efficiency, accuracy, and reliability in inventory management processes. In order to do so, we utilized Python's web scraping libraries such as Selenium and data tools like Pandas to automate the retrieval of serial number data from manufacturer websites. The tool will systematically navigate through the websites, locate relevant information, and extract it in a structured format. Extracted data will be stored in a database or file system for further processing and integration into Iron Mountain's information management systems. As mentioned in the previous slide, we worked with Iron Mountain, which is a company that specializes in information management and data storage services for other companies.
Our team consists of Luke Karam, Bruce Hahn, Alex Wong, Harshini Tambia, Lauren Banky, Humaira Shah, and me, Jack Kinzig.
Alright, so I'll be showcasing our web scalper. Essentially what you're looking at here, this is the data that the Python scripts are going to loop through and pull the information for. The other one, this Excel file, has two buttons you press. These buttons run executables of the scripts, and it makes it a little bit easier for people who might not be so technically literate to understand what's happening, or management, or someone who's not going to understand the nitty-gritty, and if they wanted to do this, then they could, and it makes it easier to demo. The run basic will just pull the serial, the model, and the expiration date for Dell, Lenovo, and HP laptops. The run detailed will pull what's actually inside the computer. So with that, I'll just go ahead and start. Let's make that full screen. So while that's running, you can see it said starting in the command line, and it will tell you what information it's pulling. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not a valid serial number. So obviously it's not going to find anything, and it'll throw an error. While that's running in the background, let's chat about the code. Essentially, there's the for testing, where all of the functions reside for the different support pages. And they get a little bit more messy when it comes time to do the more detailed ones. Because the support pages aren't particularly clean with how they display that information. And then the two others are the executables, the exe files. You can see that they're right here. The basic, which is the one that's running right now and printing this right here, is essentially it just loops through all of the information, and then based on what that manufacturer is, it will call the function in the for testing area of the code, and that will execute, and it'll pull the information from there. And then at the very end, it just compiles all of these lists together and saves it to its respective file. So there is actually a Google Drive version of this, and that's how my company will actually put serials in and run it, so I don't have to, which is nice. And like I said, it's just pushing a button and making sure that you have your data file saved correctly, so that's nice. HP takes a lot longer than the other two support pages because it's just slower. It's a less recent website. Alright, so this should be finishing up here in a minute, and while that's saving up, I'm going to navigate to where that file is going to save to, which is Files, and you'll see it save over the existing. Yay, wonderful. It executed. So you pop open Basic, and all that information that you had is displayed right here. Something to note, the expiration date is a tad different for all of these. I have another script that changes them all to the same format and uploads them directly into our inventory tracking system, but not particularly relevant to the scope of this. All right, so let's hop back to data. Let's just do a couple of these. I think the ones at the top were like non-weird models. If you were paying attention to that, I did grab like a whole bunch of weird stuff as well, just to show that it did work with almost everything. Just grab that one at the bottom. I think that's fine. It might not be because it could be not a laptop, but I think for HP everything was just a laptop. Save your data file, so Control S or manually save it. Close out of that because you don't need it anymore. Run back to you, and then if you just run detailed, it will display everything. This time I'll actually leave it here so I can kind of show you what I mean. So for Dell, essentially it's pulling all of this information and then it's looking for keywords because, well, this is essentially kind of messy. I need to be careful not to click because I think I'd messed something up. Yeah, and then for Lenovo, it's pulling all of the information there on that view page, just in a fraction of a second, and also looking for keywords. And then sometimes for Lenovo, the spot for where they put the information wasn't, it had like extra information in it. So I think for, oh, and then for Dell's, it's pulling everything here, or not Dell's, for HP's, it's pulling everything there. Right, so let's see how detailed saved. So yeah, hit everything, so that's good. But yeah, sometimes for the CPU or the drive, it would just say there was one for Lenovo's. Other times it wouldn't. So let's go showcase that a little bit. So here's one where it would have actually provided some information. You can go into specs, you can view all of this. You can see that the hard drive, yeah, so sometimes it would just say hard drive #1 or one hashtag. But for this one, let's do that. Wonderful. You can see for the CPU, which I think is the processor on these, and then the memory, it was just that. But for these, it was the ones below. And then sometimes it had extra information. So I know that doesn't really mean anything right now, but I'm hoping that once I pop this open, you'll actually be able to kind of see. Yeah, so like sometimes it was kind of like how it had it in ports where it was just below it. So this is another web element than this top one. They are not the same. They should be different web elements. Yes. Nope. Sometimes they were different web elements, other times they weren't. And then for Dell, Dell's super, super ugly. Essentially just a giant scramble of information that doesn't mean a whole lot. So for Dell, it's looking for very specific keywords, and then it's pulling based on those keywords. So one of them was solid state drive. So when it found solid state drive, it would save this, which you can kind of see that it did. So it went solid state drive, 256, and all of that junk. And HP was actually by far the easiest, despite them having the worst designed support page. So you search that serial number, and it just takes forever. I think it was full details. Nope, it was view specs, which is somewhere over here. Product specifications. Yep, and then you had to hit view all, and that gave you all of the product specs for this laptop. So let's grab this, Control F. Is it not product specifications? Should have been. Oh, it was view full specifications. And then processor right there. Beautiful. And that's essentially how our product works.
Hi, I'm going to discuss some of the many benefits of our web scraper. So starting off, data collection is huge for this topic. It allows for us to be able to analyze patterns and trends among various sites. It can provide a significant amount of data which overall benefits users. In addition to being a great source of providing data, another benefit is that the data is accurate. Human error is eliminated with the utilization of our web scraper. Next, our scraper saves users a significant amount of time. When things are being searched for manually, it can take more time than using a scraper. Our scraper can get things done faster than a human would ever be able to do when trying to complete the same task. And finally, our web scraper helps users and businesses make more knowledgeable decisions. Knowing as much information as you can is crucial before making any sort of decision. And our solution provides a method of giving users data quickly and accurately, which allows them to make better decisions in a timely manner. And that increases the chances of making better decisions in the future.
Hi, I'm going to be discussing the challenges we faced during the project. One of the challenges we had faced during the project was that we had some general programming issues, like getting errors in our program, or something would not work. Just some small things. But they would end up getting resolved quickly. Another challenge we had faced was our biggest one, getting a new client. We were trying to reach out to several companies, but we were unsuccessful in getting any of them interested in our project. We eventually had to scrap the idea from the project and focus on other things. The last challenge we had faced was that we were trying to create a large language model. The model was supposed to create customized emails to potential clients. However, the main issue was that it was very inaccurate, meaning they would make up information if a person or a company didn't provide enough information about themselves. The model was ultimately scrapped from the project and we focused on making a website instead.
Throughout this project, we kept track of 3 major measures for success. The first one, expanding our web scraper's capabilities, we say was met very well. Finding new clients and iterating on their feedback was our second category. And although we only stuck with one client for this assignment, we believe we set ourselves up very well for future clients. Our third goal was to develop the skills of our team members. Throughout these 2 semesters of working together, I believe that we've all found new skills that we'll be able to use in our future endeavors.